Hello everyone, happy Monday, happy December. I hope everyone had a good weekend. How are you? I just wanted to pop on today to talk a little bit about the Ascension and the Ascension symptoms you may be feeling. So if you read my blog this week, which you can find on the website, holisticlivingpractice.com, under the Learning Library, I do it every Monday and anyone can read it. So I talked about the symptoms right now, and there's also a channel message this week, which was a nice surprise. So the eclipse energy is super intense. So everyone is feeling this, but everyone's feeling this in different ways. You're going to feel it physically somehow. So different things are happening for people who still have a lot to purge. So emotional things, different things that they tied to situations that maybe they thought they worked through, that they're realizing now maybe they haven't quite worked through it all. Or just different stuff you're kind of shedding, more old 3D, habits, things like that. That's happening for a lot of people. And then on the other side of it, there's also people that it's just the eclipse energy is just amplifying whatever is already there. So like it's amplifying ascension symptoms, for example. So this is going to be felt mainly in your upper chakras here. So you can feel it too in your chest. So you may feel a heavy chest. So yesterday when I was tapped into the energy of the week, it was just I felt like I couldn't breathe. My chest was so heavy. My throat was sore. Even talking about it now, you can feel like flu-like symptoms. So it's just the ascension flu. Unless you physically have a lot, going on and you need to talk to, a medical professional, but otherwise it's ascension. It's usually ascension. How you can discern the difference is it comes and goes. It's nothing to, it's not like you have a crazy high fever or a stomach bug. It's not like that. It's more just random things you can't explain. So you may get like the chills and then it'll go away. And then 2 days later, you'll be sneezing all day, which I have been doing all week. Oh my gosh. Sneezing all day, and then that'll stop, and then you feel like am my nose running? What do I feel like right now? My head feels weird, and then it'll stop. So it's very it's weird almost, but our bodies are upgrading a lot. So we're purging a lot, and then we're also taking in a lot of energy. So very important to move your energy around. So please do yoga, please walk around, do things that you don't necessarily, because like here in Illinois today, it is freezing. So the sun's out, but it's super windy and cold outside of Chicago. So you can't really be, at least me personally, I'm not going to be outside for very long. So, salt baths then, doing yoga or something inside to move your energy, because what's happening is energies are trying to come up and out and then also come in this way. So if you're not moving. So if you're just sitting and stuck, the energy then binds in your physical self, and it has to be released. So you have to move it around. Your chakras have to realign, readjust, reabsorb. So you have to, move the energy. But you're going to feel it. So some people are feeling headaches. Some anxiety is another big one. I had a lot of messages actually over the weekend asking, why do I feel like this? Why do I feel so crazy? Why do I feel so anxious? What is going on? That's all a part of this eclipse energy and part of the ascension. It's just kind of shaking up whatever and showing you whatever is maybe not quite aligned, whatever you may need to get rid of, or you could just be picking up too on the collective energy. If you're a light worker, then you just really need to focus on clearing. Sneezing all day today too. I have been sneezing nonstop. And I feel it in my sinuses, but yet then all of a sudden, an hour or two later, it'll go away. And then I'll get it again hours and hours later. So it's very inconsistent. It's all over the place. You know how like when you have a head cold or something, how it's just real heavy and constant and you feel, it's not like that. So you have to just use your own intuition on, yourself. But I would definitely suggest upping your herbs, upping vitamin D, elderberry, some other herbs, NAC, that one. andrographist. So I go into this in in our coaching packages, more things like this in detail, but those are just ones that I would definitely be focused on right now. Same sinuses, but I don't feel like I have a cold. Yeah, it's head pressure, it's third eye pressure, my throat on and off, but I know my throat's fine. It's weird. So it comes and goes. So you're gonna feel it in some way. So make sure you're resting extra sleep if you can. Now sleep may be disturbed too. Odd dreams, sleeping, waking up suddenly, or having a hard time sleeping and having extra energy. So there may be stuff like that. So you may have very vivid dreams, and everyone travels and does a lot of work at night. So me at night personally, I know I do a lot of work. So I wake up just remembering who I'm helping, who I'm dealing with, what I'm aiding in energetically. So that's kind of what I remember. But I do sometimes have specific dreams too, especially about particular people, even people who, I've never met. So obviously we're all doing a lot of energy work. I think we're connecting more with our soul family when we're in the dream state or sleep state here. Because for some people it's too overwhelming in the physical, so it happens more at night. So just write down notes because you may reference back later. So, but extra rest if you can. Salt in some way, so either a salt bath, soak your feet in salt scrub, something. Extra water, so either alkaline water or extra filtered water. So we joke that like I filter my filtered water, so make sure you're drinking clean water, and make sure if you're drinking coffee or tea, be mindful of what it is and make sure it's organic and clean. So tea though has been coming up this week, so do some herbs. So I make my own tea. I put my own herbs that I order in a bag and do it that way. You can do that. Or if you get tea, just make sure it's a natural brand because there's a lot of pesticides in coffees and teas. So I don't know why they kept bringing that up all morning, so I'm relaying the message. I mean, I know this. That's also a part of the coaching packages, but they wanted me to just make that a point. So for someone, if you're doing tea, make sure it's, not like your general brand. Really dig into what's in it. So doing that and just clean food, so extra fruits, whatever you're called. So for me, for example, like my physical self will randomly say, I'll want carrots, or I need some type of orange, or I, need this kind of vegetable, like an avocado. So go with what your body's asking for because it's telling you what it needs to, function. So everything is being amped up. So your body's going to need some extra. So you may feel hungry, some appetite changes. You may be super hungry one day and then nauseous the next day. That's all a part of it. So I wanted to come on and talk about this today because people were feeling it a lot over the weekend and a little concerned and freaked out as to what was going on. So I wanted to come on and talk about that. Our bodies are just taking in, like I said, I'm processing so much. And then we have the eclipse energy now, and then we have the winter solstice, the 20th through the 22nd is around that energy. So there's a lot going on. And then on the physical side, there are a lot of shifts coming. If you read my blog, I channeled a little bit about that vaguely, and then I'll just, as I get more, I'll either do a live on it or I'll channel it. That just came through unexpectedly, so I put it in the blog. How do I say this? So a lot of what you're seeing is not really, it's being allowed to take place, but it's not really how things really are. Now, I know that's hard for some people to get because they're thinking, well, but my job is doing this, or but. So yes, you may have, a corrupt employer. You may have, different establishments that are showing kind of their true colors, or they're so asleep that they can't see it. So they're just going along with the narrative. But it's not really what's going on at like a higher level, like a government level. And that's all over the world. So that's Canada, that's US, so it's all in North America. It's everywhere. UK, all the other continents and countries that I can't really say on here. So don't be fearful of that. Don't be overly, I know some people are super concerned. What you're seeing, there's some places that they're setting up and it's not at all for what people think it is. So just really let go of the fear. What my angels keep reminding me to remind people is to stop focusing on the past, stop focusing on the dark agenda we're seeing, and you need to move to the future. And we need to move to using our visualization techniques to be able to focus on new earth and what that's going to look like and where things are going, because the more that we do that, the quicker it manifests here. Because the collective has so much power. We have so much more power than we realize. I mean, I know I keep saying this, but if you knew the amount of power you had, you would have no fear whatsoever. So that's why it's really important to just be mindful of your emotions, your mental state right now. Keep yourself focused and focus on you. And if you have little kids, minor kids, then yes, focus on them. And doing everything you can to keep your energy clear, your minds clear, your physical selves clear. Now, with that, I will mention that even little kids have their own soul plans, their own agenda, their own, contracts. And usually kids don't take on their own contracts till they're about 16. But because of what's going on now, everything's earlier. Everything is sooner. So in some of my readings, I talk about that with kids from various ages, whether it's 2 all the way up to, 19, even 22 when they're adults, but wanting to know what is this about? What do I need to do as a parent, or with their parents who are maybe later in life? What do I need to do? So there's a lot of soul contracts being fulfilled. A lot is ending with that. A lot of karmic loops are ending. So you do have the power to cut those. So you need to call in on angels for that, and call in Archangel Michael for that, and ask him. So I'm going to be doing a December meditation class, so like I've been doing before, and I'm going to, with that I do readings with that, so individual, group, usually there tends to be a theme, so I do a guided meditation and then I tap into that, and then I do readings after that. So pay attention to the email. If you're not on the email list, sign up for that, because I'm trying to help. I feel that they're guiding me to add more to it and to try to help people figure out what to do with this on their own. Because I can show you and help guide you, but then it's up to you to take the action step and manifest that and integrate that into your own lives. So now by that, I mean just how to deal with soul contracts, relationship communication between whether it's you and your partner, you and your kids, you and your parents, whatever it is. Everyone has contracts for a reason. Everyone came in for a reason. Some it's just to support. Some it's to heal. Some it's to teach. So there's a lot there. When it comes to partnerships, it's either a karmic partnership, which is just a lesson. It's a soulmate, which tends to be a longer, lasting one, a marriage type. Some, have different opinions on twin flames. I don't see it the way some other readers will see it. I do not think that it's what people think. I think that is more just a lesson, and it's a teaching, and it's a spiritual journey than it is like a physical relationship, like romantic. So that's the way I see that. So I've gotten some questions about that. So I wanted to just talk about that, like mention that real quick, because in some of my answers to live questions, that was one of them, asking about twin flames or soulmates and what's the difference. So there definitely is a difference, but it's helping people just understand the relationships to everyone around you and what you need to do. Because I think people right now are trying very, very hard to overly control and micromanage other people that they can't. You're only responsible for you and your minor children right now, especially if your kids are, like under 16. That's all you're responsible for. On a heavier level at least. So you have to kind of step back and just do what I was teaching and talking about with the holding space, and keep that in between you and the person and around everyone and around the earth altogether. So make sure you're meditating and taking a few minutes, even if it's just 5 minutes every night, whether it's morning or night, but it's easier at night, at least for me. to hold yourself, your loved ones, and the earth and the collective white light shield. It's only going to help aid things and speed things up. So I will say too that I'm going to do another, I think I may do it live, another tap into December sometime. Probably next week. So probably the middle of next week, I'll do a live December tap in to see where we're at with everything and, what I see. Because right now I still see everything I saw when I did the tarot. Things are still the same. Now we're only about, a little less than a week in, but things are still shifting the way that I see it. So why some things are taking so long is because this is on a global scale, and it's on such a high global scale that it takes every part of the world to be involved, included, and organized in this. That's why it's taking so long. So some people ask me, why haven't we seen 45 back, or what's going on with that? He never, I said this before, like he never left, so it's just the appearance. But I think people just want to know the appearance of it. So he is going to be back, but it's going to be in a different way. Like I said this before in another update, it's going to be in a new role. Everything is going to be very global. So everything is going to shift. There's going to be no left, right, no blue, red. There's going to be none of that. The presidents are going to be different. It's not going to look like that. There isn't going to be this segregation in countries. It's not going to look as much like that. So you have to kind of shed that old way of thinking, and it'll be easier for you to absorb what's coming. The money is different. So the new money system's up and running. So the money system we have now is of the Matrix. It's a very 3D, it was used for a darker agenda, so we got to get rid of it. But everything is going to transfer, so don't have fear with that. But there's a lot of things coming that's new. And, with changes like this, people get confused, they get fearful. So if you're watching this, you're one step ahead, and it'll be much, much easier for you to understand. There'll be no need for like the banking system. So there none of that. So everything that you think right now, how systems work, it's going to be completely wiped out and changed. But we're just going to have like so some people ask me, is it going to be a big crash or what, and I don't really see that. There may be the presentation of a crash, but the way that I see it now, it's already has no value, the fiat. So it's just going to slowly transition us to the new. It's just, without even explaining it in a way, it's just going to happen. And, so it's going to be different. So people think, one day somebody's going to walk on a stage and it's going to be broadcasted everywhere and they're going to explain everything to us. It's not quite going to work that way. So there will be, like I said, that new form of communication coming forward, whether it's this month or January. I see the communication line for it. So there is going to be a new form of communication to help people understand. But it's not going to be like one day all of a sudden everyone knows. It's not going to quite look like that. So you have to have a little patience, and you have to step back and try to understand. This is just, it's so much bigger than people can think. So if I were to try to explain it to you, we'd be here for days, but think higher. So however you're thinking, think it higher. And however you're thinking with that, boost it up again. However you're thinking with that, think higher. You have to keep looking at it. You have to step out of it and look at it from a very high perspective to get a good grasp on what's coming. So lots of technology changes are coming. Lots and lots. 2022 is going to be a lot of technology shifts. A lot new systems we're going to have to understand, and they're going to work differently, and they're going to be based off of a higher frequency. So, and like I said, why it's taking so long is because this includes the whole globe. All the continents, most of the countries. I feel the majority are already there. It's like they're just waiting on a little last group, and some may follow after. So whatever's not on board is still probably controlled, not quite the way, of the light yet. So they'll just be behind, but they'll get there too. So it's everyone. The U.S. leads with certain things, and then certain things I see something to do with Europe, with the UK. So different people talk about this. I have to be careful what I say, but different people, different readers, different mediums have talked about this. Different people have speculated, just truthers, some of them. But when it comes to Queenie over there, and when that shifts, when that reign is dismantled, which is coming, then everything else shifts. And there's a reason for that. So keep an eye on that. Different people have talked about this. I've seen this for a while. I'm just waiting for it to physically be shown. But I'll do probably like another read on that and maybe post it on Telegram. So if you're not following my Telegram, it's Holistic Living Practice and the number 1. Follow Telegram because I can post more there. It's easier because I don't, otherwise I can't say all the words I want to say or explain things a certain way here. So yes, keep an eye on that and please follow that in all the platforms. Keeps cutting out, super windy here. Well, I'll post this to all the platforms. If it lets me here, I'll post it here and I'll post it to the others so you can rewatch or show people. So please send this to people. People need to understand. So especially if they're in the in-between. If they know that what's going on is kind of, BS essentially, show them videos like this. Whether it's me or other people like me or all of the above, people need to see it. So use your own discernment though, always. So always focus on your own intuition and, okay, does this resonate? Yes. Okay. And if something someone says doesn't resonate, it's because the frequency's off. So whether it's yours or theirs, it always means the frequency's off, which means either they're at a higher frequency and you can't see it, or they're within, kind of a lower one pushing fear and you're above that already and it's not resonating. So it's one or the other. But I think that's what I wanted to cover today. It's hard. There's so much I want to talk about, but I can't talk about it all in a live. So I have to break it up. I'm going to be doing some combination lives going forward with someone new. So we're going to be talking about different perspective, different things, whether it comes to men or women or things going on in the world, the Ascension, New Earth. We're going to kind of cover it all. So stay tuned for that. But I hope everyone is having a good week. Go back and watch this from the beginning if you haven't, because I covered a wide range of things, but starting with just the energy of the week, and then I kind of went on and brushed on different topics. So hang in there. Make sure you keep your energy clear. Stay grounded. I'll come on again and do... well, I would like to do one of these combination lives sooner rather than later. So I'll have to figure that out. So I will come on again, though, and do another live, whether it's just for an Ascension update on a particular topic that I got that you guys asked, or whether it's one of those new lives. So hang in there. And like I said, watch this from the beginning. Please share. I may be doing some kind of a discounted reading in some kind of a way this month. So if you share a certain amount or something like that. So keep an eye on that. I'll be doing that for the holiday time. And I do have readings open. But I wanted to do one thing a little special for the holidays. So the more you share, the better. So take care. As always, I'm sending so much love and light. And I will see you all soon.